In this video I want to talk about my DressKX on a Strapcode Super-J Louis bracelet. So I already made a video about this watch on the stock bracelet, of course. I kind of came out with it on a very positive note. I felt that this watch kind of gives you the most bang for the buck pretty much of any watch that I've reviewed. You can get these watches for about $200. Very, very good values. I wasn't originally going to change the bracelet, but then I was looking for the bracelet for my Seiko, my limited Seiko speed timer, and I obviously wanted to change that bracelet because it had that weird kind of like black center link or gunmetal gray center link, and I just wasn't into it. And I wanted to, so I started checking out Strapcode, and they had that speed timer bracelet that I was looking for, and I also saw that Strapcode had these really cool bracelets for. I mean, Strapcode isn't the only provider. I mean, obviously this is a very popular watch, and you can get bracelets for this watch from different providers. Like Uncle Seiko. I'm sure there are others, but Strapcode, Uncle Seiko. There are others out there. So it's a very popular watch to get an upgraded bracelet on, and obviously I think it makes this watch look like $1 million. It looks really, really good. And so I'm going to go over this watch on this particular bracelet and kind of sing its praises again, because I kind of gave it a glowing recommendation just based on my unboxing video that I did earlier. And so yeah, let's dig in deep on this watch. So let's start with the dial. The dial is a nice sunburst dial, blue dial. Very, very nice for the money. I think again for a watch that you can get for $200, it's some of the best I've ever seen. You have applied indices as well. Basically, the way I see this watch is they took a diver and put it on like a non-diver case, and kind of similar to what Tudor did with their Black Bay line. I think it's really cool. I feel it kind of gives the watch a little more functionality, a little more practicality when you have a nice loomed watch face like this. And there's plentiful loom, pretty much almost as much as you get on a Seiko diver. I really like the look of this watch. Again, super practical. So again, it's pretty much the dial. I mean, obviously you have nice arrowed hands. I love the minute hand has a nice arrow look to it. The hour hand is quite nice as well. So the minute track is printed on the chapter ring there, I guess on the periphery of the dial, on the edge of the dial there. So it's quite nice. You got the nice Superman Seiko symbol right in the middle, and the word automatic printed in a nice font. Moving on, a little more information about the dial. Obviously you have a day and a date complication on this watch. You have dual language, I believe, on the date complication. Everything works as you would expect it to work. I'll show you how it works a little later in the video. So let's move on to the case. The case it has a nice linear brushing on the top here. Has a really nice polished bezel. The side of the case is polished as well, so that's a nice touch. So there's like some, and I feel like it kind of goes really well with the jubilee that it has here, because you have polished center links along with the brushed side links. It's a really nice package. So yeah, that's pretty much the case. The case back is see-through. This is housing a 4R36, I believe, which is Seiko's newest, kind of lower tier, workhorse movement, which replaced the 7S26. I'm actually wearing my SNK393, which has a 7S26 movement right now on an Uncle Seiko President bracelet. This bracelet was $50, and no offense to the Uncle Seiko people, but for another $20 you get this one, and this is a far superior bracelet in my opinion. Whoever says the Strapcode bracelets are expensive, you're just getting good quality. I think you're paying more money, but you're getting quality. But I will talk more about the bracelets later in the video. There's the movement, workhorse movement, not terribly decorated. You have the rotor's a little skeleton. I mean, I wouldn't call it skeletonized. I mean, there's a couple holes in it, but it's nothing too crazy. So moving on to the crown. The crown is a really good size. It's basically the same crown that you would get on a Seiko diver or of this caliber, like another Seiko 5. I have a very similar crown on my on my King Turtle, which is it's a good size. It's very easy to wind the watch. Very easy to like pull the crown to set the watch. I like the case does have like an integrated crown guard into it, which is nice. So the case isn't symmetrical. You know, you have the case kind of jets out a little bit to the right because it does provide a bit of a crown guard, which makes sense. This is kind of based on a diver's watch. So I zoomed out a bit so I can get a better handle on showing you how to operate the watch. Very simple. You pull it out twice. You 2 clicks there. You're setting the time. Pull it out 1 click, and then you're setting. See, I'm going up. And there, I move the day there. If I go down, the date starts moving, which is pretty standard stuff for any watch with this kind of complication, and then for Seikos in particular. So that's the operation. The movement, again, a 4-hour-36 workhorse movement, beats at 21,600 vibrations per hour. They're actually pretty darn accurate, these things. I'll show you. I'll put it on the timegrapher later in the video so you can see. But they run really well. Obviously, this is a huge upgrade from the watches, the older like Seiko 7S26 movements, which had, which didn't have hacking or hand winding. This has hacking and hand winding, which is a fantastic upgrade. Very welcomed upgrade for a watch of this price category. And it's a hell of a bang for the buck. Again, I think I got this watch for about $200 on Amazon. If you hunt, you maybe get it for cheaper, but I think this is the nicest one. I like this nice blue color. It's a really good value. So let's move on to the bracelet here. This basically what I want to talk most about here is the quality of this Super Louis J bracelet from Strapcode. Obviously, this is a jubilee bracelet. Again, it's a 5-link design. You got bigger brush links on the sides here, center polished links. Really nice finishing even on the bottom of the bracelet, as you can see. Really high quality stuff here. You have solid end links. When I actually put this bracelet on myself, super easy to put on. I think I had it on the watch. It was harder to get the original bracelet off, but once to install this one, literally took me like 30 seconds per side, so maybe a minute total to put this thing on. Obviously, yeah, solid. You can see solid end links there. Super easy to put on. The clasp mechanism is high quality. You got a milled deployant as well. Obviously not signed or anything. So again, you flip this open here, and then you have push button to release, and then you have a bunch of different levels of micro adjustability on this thing. So that's very it's a very good bracelet design. And again, I think this, again, for $70, it's a hell of a nice upgrade. So I think if you get the watch for about $200, add the bracelet for $270, and you have a watch that would, I think would go toe to toe with the much more expensive watches, given the quality of the bracelet and the quality of the finishing of the case and the beautiful sunburst style that this thing has. So let's take a few quick measurements on this thing. Case size there, I'm gonna do very close to 40 there. Let's do a case height there. Looking at about hair under 12 millimeters. Quick little lug to lug. Lug to lug is always the trickiest one to get. 44.3-ish. And I know for a fact that the lug width is 20. And there you go, about 20 there. It may be a 40 millimeter watch, but it really does not wear like a 40 millimeter watch. It wears like a 39 maybe, given the lug to lug. Lug to lug is actually shorter than a lot of 39 millimeter watches that I have. So as you can see, I got it on the timegrapher here, and it's pretty respectable for a watch at this price category. Again, now down to plus 5 seconds per day. Very acceptable beat error. And yeah, it's a very accurate watch for the money. Just to sum things up, I mean, I honestly can't recommend this watch enough. If you're new into automatic watches, this is a great first automatic watch. It doesn't break the bank. pretty much anybody can afford this watch. Honestly, I probably wouldn't even have upgraded the bracelet. I think it comes with a fine bracelet, but again, wow, this is quite a combination. Talking about taking up this watch to the next level. If you're looking for a really cool, really reliable, from one of the best brands in the watch industry, Seiko, this watch really can't be beat, and I can't recommend it enough, especially with the Strapcode bracelet. Again, this is the Super Louis J bracelet for $70 on Strapcode. I'll put a link on the description. If you have any questions about the watch or the bracelet, leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to answer them for you. And I'll see you in the next one.
Wow.